Hey everyone, I'm back with another Black Desert video. Today we're going to go over the test server patch and go into the Era of Trade update a little bit more since we did get some changes from what was first shown last week. The Era of Trade is going to be a large update for the trading life skill. It will release for Korea in about a week or two, and more than likely the rest of the regions will get it soon after, barring any major issues with that update when it hits Korea. You're now going to be able to trade new items within designated trade zones. You buy items from base locations in each zone, so Velia for example, and then sell them elsewhere for a profit depending on the prices for each region. There will be a logistic warehouse or order contract that they're now calling it, and that's going to initiate all of this. It works much like our trade goods now. Think of it when you catch a fish. That price of the fish is guaranteed for a certain amount of time. Same thing with trade items right now. These new order contracts are acting the same way. When you purchase these items, they're going to hold their value, their price, for 7 days. Once you decide to ship them or transport them for sale, that timer is going to reduce down to 3 hours. There is no need to swap servers looking for better prices since all prices are linked across servers, so that's nice. The warehouse is able to hold 5 stacks of items. Before we were told that this new warehouse for these trade goods, that's going to be able to hold up to 5,000 LT of goods, but in this patch it says 500 LT, so it could mean 500 LT per stack, or they're referring to something else entirely. It wasn't exactly clear, so hopefully next week we get some more clarification on that. If you've done trading before, you'll be familiar with the categories we have to work with, as they're exactly the same: miscellaneous goods, luxuries, food, medicine, clothes, and raw material. Item prices in these categories will change every 4 hours. The item price can either increase or decrease by up to 15% its current price. It is 50-50 which way it's going to go every refresh. No matter what happens, the price of an item cannot surpass 300% its base price. So for example, when the refresh happens, you may see the food category item increase by 10% in Serendia, and at the same time you see the luxuries category item decrease by 15% in the balance trade zone. A special event will also occur. What used to be every Sunday, now it's every 4 hours. This event will drastically change the price of items in one zone by up to 100% of their current value. There will be a rumor UI that will tell you what items are rumored to change, but you need to be careful because these rumors are not always true. What you can do is travel to that zone, listen for NPC dialogue that may reflect whether or not that rumor makes sense. The example they gave us is basically you see a rumor pop up for food prices increasing in Calfian. You go to Calfian's northern wheat plantation and you hear the NPCs there talk about a bad harvest. You then react according to this new information, and that's how it's supposed to work. But the downside seems to be that there won't always be NPC dialogue to help you figure out when a rumor is true or not. The trade info UI is going to be updated to reflect this new update when it releases, but some things are staying the same. So for example, trade items are still influenced by the distance bonus. So the farther away you are when you're selling from the origin of that item, the more money you get. Bargaining still exists. Imperial trade is completely unchanged. The desert debuff is going away, but the prices of items are going to be updated to compensate the loss of profit. A new trading promotion quest chain has also been added, very similar to the ones for trading and fishing. A new byproduct has also been added to the trading life skill. You will be able to exchange them for traces of forest, death, memory, or XP if you like. So that's all we know so far about the Era of Trade. I expect we will see one more round of changes before it goes live in Korea, so I'll be back with any updates we may get. Now for now, let me know what you think about the Era of Trade. Do you think it's going to be good? Do you like how it's looking so far? Let me know in the comments. Now outside of the Era of Trade, we also got the new Liana Contribution Weekly. This is a new weekly. You may only complete one quest within this list, but the types of quests are different, allowing you to choose what type of quest you like. So they're typical, defeat 3,000 monster quest, gathering, farming, horse capture, bartering even, and the last one is hunting related. So hunting is getting a new token called Wild Stars that will allow you to exchange for T9 materials, black gem fragments, and XP if you like. But back to the Liana weekly quest, it seems pretty strong because you are getting 1 CP every quest. The downside is that it's only for those below 350 CP, so if you've been questing, you've been playing the game a long time, you've been life skilling, you're more than likely not going to be able to use this quest anyway. The quest seems to be geared towards grinders who do no life skills or quests, and newer players to help them get to that 350 threshold. So overall, I think even though I can't personally use this quest, I think it's a good thing. Mythril is also getting a big buff to the amount you get per gather, 50% more from gathering and from workers. The nodes now have a 300% chance to obtain Mythril as a byproduct, which is good because the chances of getting it right now are so low. To boost the increased Mythril from active gathering, they have also gone ahead and decreased the respawn timers for Mythril, a really nice buff overall for Mythril gathering. Imperial Trading Golden Seals also received a minor change. You're now able to exchange them for Stonetail Wind's Meal and a Stonetail Tonic, which is the item needed for the Fiery Celerity draft. The reason I think they did this is because the only way, if I'm not mistaken, to get these two items was through horse racing, and no one really horse races anymore, so I guess it's just another way for us to get those items needed for the trading life skill. And the last change this week seems to be a buff to horse and wagon gear. DP and durability of wagons have increased by over 100%. Wagon gear has increased in effect as well. Horse gear also increased the potency of their health increase. So before, the Kragdalo Barding, for example, gave you at base 450 HP for your horse. Now that same piece at base gives you 5000 HP for your horse. That's a really big boost. These are also affecting the Granvir blue grade sets as well. And that's it for this week's patch. No updates on the Magna skills for Wusa, nothing for Megu. Maybe next week we'll see those. Land of the Morning Light Continent is going to release for Korea March 29, that's confirmed, and we have no information on the Wusa and Megu Awakenings. The class balance changes to Tamer, Guardian, Dracania, and Corsair are going to go live next week. They went live this week in Korea, but the passives that we saw in test server last week will not go live. They did not make it to live servers in Korea this week, which means we may see an overhaul of them, hopefully, or they may be scrapped altogether. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.